Right. Can you guys hear me? Throw in some reactions so I can see. All right, all right. We got Blade Swap, one of the first ones to join. Let's kick it off with Blade Swap. Before we do that, though, just wanted to give a quick announcement. We went live this week. Um, yeah, it was a long journey. Everyone who supported us, massive shout out. Thank you very much to the community that's been supporting us from day one. We're doing this for you guys. As you saw, probably the token price went down, which is normal. This was expected, and this is usually the case. What happens when you just launch? Why this happens? Because paper hands are people who are, basically people who will never make it in crypto because they buy it, high and they sell low. Those are the people, the paper-handed ones. They just want to sell because it's panic, because it's some other reason. I don't really know what's going on in their mind, but they're just selling, and because these people sell, the price goes down. But there's good news. There's good news. All the paper hands are eliminated. All the paper hands are eliminated at this point. I think we will have a bit, like a little bit more of them that we still have to filter out. Once they're gone, you'll see what's going to happen. You guys will see what's going to happen because Blast Up and the token Blast Up, it's gonna go, and it's not gonna go down. It's gonna go up. Trust me on that. It's gonna go up. There's a lot of things that we're doing at this point, which we were doing before. Now that the token is out, we can do even more things. There was some limitations, some legal things, and some partnerships. We were not ready to start announcing or start doing certain things because there just are some certain limitations when your token is not out yet. So with that said, once again, guys, those who hold Blast Up, those who keep wondering about the price, we created I think it should be created already, a separate price discussion channel on Discord. You can talk over there. But in simple terms, now the price is down because people are selling, mostly paper-handed people are selling, those that have nothing to do with Blast Up. They are in the community, but they don't believe in the projects. People, we don't want them here. Let them sell, let them push the price down, and then you guys gonna see what's gonna happen. You're gonna see what's gonna happen. So just keep that in mind. Check out for the new projects. We announced three new projects that we're gonna IDO. They're in TBA. You can check out the Launchpad. More massive things coming up. We still have the meme pad. Working with some really good KOLs on this one. You guys gonna see what's gonna happen on the meme pad side. It's like, I personally, I'm really stoked. Can't wait till we announce that. And also the incubation. Also waiting for the incubation because we will have more, let's say, control of who we launch, on our influence on the projects. It's gonna be a whole different thing. Plus, we have some major announcements coming up with our partnerships, the other chains that we are expanding to. So a lot of things going on. Once again, those who believe in Blast, in Blast Up, those who believe in the Blast Up token, guys, we're doing this for you. Make sure you stake. That's the only advice I can give you. Make sure you stake your Blast Up tokens because that's what's ultimately going to give you that, uh, you know, that edge, that something that other people won't have. Even if you have Blast Up, if they have Blast Up tokens, if they don't stake it, it's just like whole different rewards. It's like a whole different thing. So make sure you stake your Blast Up tokens and keep supporting the project because support really matters, especially at a time like this. And yeah, we're doing this for you guys. So with that said, let's move on to Blade Swap. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well. Actually, yeah, it's quite a tough time to launch a token, and I see that Blossom token is launched on Solana Orca DEX, right? Not on Blast, right?
No, 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 no. It's launched on Blast. It's
Oh,
launched on
really?
Blast,
Oh,
and it's trading on MXC and on
hmm.
BitGet to to
Okay.
uh, exchanges, centralized exchanges, and pretty
All
soon.
right.
Can't give you a
Mm-hmm.
date, but it's pretty soon. We're gonna do a couple of dexes as well.
Oh, so the Blossom token that I'm seeing on the DEX screener is a fake one, probably.
For sure.
It
There's so
had
many fake, you know,
ah.
so many
Yeah,
fake
because I thought it was the
fakes.
official one because it had token info, like I mean paid token info on Solana. So not
No, no, no,
sure it
no.
was. Yeah.
This
Okay.
actually a good point. Thanks for bringing this up, guys. Those who listen, make sure you check, make sure you verify what kind of token you're buying or what kind of token this is. I mean, the Blast Up token is only tradable at this point. Only tradable. I repeat, you can only trade Blast Up token on two centralized exchanges. Centralized
Hmm.
exchanges, MXC and BitGet. So MXC and BitGet, that's the only two. Those are the only two exchanges, centralized exchanges where you can trade Blast. Everything else is a fake scam. Make sure you report it if you see it. Anyone else trying to sell you something, OTC or whatnot, like on the DEX, giving you some links. Make sure you report those people because those people are scammers. Scam. So it's only MXC and BitGet. That's the only two places where you can trade Blast Up token. No other place. Next week we will
Okay.
have Dexes, but make sure you check the socials. We will announce everything there. Make sure you verify, and this goes out for everyone else. Like for any other project, like always make sure you verify with the project if this is the right contract. If you're trading on the Dex, if you want to do it yourself, if it's a on a centralized exchange, it's a bit easier because it's hard. It's a bit harder to scam, but still make sure you check. Always make sure you check before you buy or sell something. Because it's the crypto space. You can get fucked really easily. So make sure you check.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. That I brought this up. And congrats on your huge raise. I mean, 8 million at this market is really, really strong, and that you could do anything with that funds. And yeah, hope I could see Blaster token on Blade X as well. I wish we could strengthen our partnership further through this liquidity partnership if you're launching on the DEX.
For sure.
So yeah, and yeah, actually, these days is quite boring on Blast if you're feeling the same. I've been pushing foundations for like pinning several times to make some kind of initiatives or something, but I think the biggest one we're waiting is the second Big Bang contest, and probably that'll be about the mobile apps and something. We should wait for the announcements first, but hope that brings some new vibes on the chain. I mean, the volume is like dying out quite quickly. When I see the DEX screener, the Blast was always on the top of the list on the chain list, like fifth or sixth at least, but it is going down like eighth or ninth due to recent Tron Sun Pump meme kind. So I think hope this could change some atmosphere around the space. And meanwhile, yeah, we're still doing a bi-weekly trading competition that gives out users for the volumes they generate through our DEXs. So since competition is not that harsh as past, so it'll be a good chance for you guys to earn gold quite quickly and easily. I think we have a dashboard for the leaderboard, so you could check your volume and how much goals you'd get in real time. So it ends on Thursday, every Thursday. So you should check out our social and website. And other than that, we're preparing like a couple of quests with our partners, including Blasta, of course. So hope we could face you. I mean, show you a new, like, interesting contest or social quest and on-chain quest or anything. I mean, if there's a huge announcement from the Plus side, we'll bring up something interesting also. So I really am looking for that. Looking forward to that. So, and we're also like contacting widely within our networks to give additional value to our token holders through expansion. So hope we could announce it in a couple of weeks. Hope so, but not sure of the timeline. But yeah, that'll be TBA. So tune in. Thanks.
Right. Sounds good. Sounds good. So, yeah, like you mentioned, man, it's not the most easiest of times right now. Blast Chain is also not in its best shape. We did have Sal from the Blast team, kind of bumping in, saying that, yeah, we will, take care of things. And then, if you remember, last week or a couple of weeks ago, Pac Moon also kind of announced that they're migrating to um, their
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? Yeah,
They even rebranded, yeah.
yeah, they even rebranded. Yeah, so they have like nothing to do with Blast Chain. They went to Solana.
Yeah,
Um,
I can understand. They are like number one here, but when they go to Solana, there are like tons of other meme coins that are already bigger than them. So I don't think that was a quite smart choice, but yeah, they made a move and they've executed it. So anyway.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but for Blast Chain, I think they had such a positive impact, and by positive, I mean they really have the Blast team thinking. They really had them thinking. Like,
Right.
so many things happened like at the same time. Like even, the fact that we had someone from the Blast team joining the Founders Club. We actually had a talk. I still hope we will have this interview with someone from the Blast team. When it's still kind of like a topic of negotiation. They just kind of have to approve it. Um, I'm really looking forward to this, like to just gather questions from the community, from the builders, from
Oh, the
just
foundation joined last week? I
yeah.
missed
So
it.
Sal,
Damn. All
yeah.
right. Okay.
So Sal, from in case you missed it, right? So Sal, like it's apparently one of the team members of Blast. He joined the Blast Founders Club. And so Vincent, the guy who's responsible for the Founders Club, basically, I know for a fact that they had a call and they had a discussion about everything that's happening on Blast right now. All the concerns were raised and so on and so forth. I had a separate conversation with Sal, and yeah, like he mentioned that definitely, they should they're looking into solving this communication issue. And one of the things I suggested is to have him joining the weekly space, but probably as a we still need to figure out the format. But I think the best way to do it would be kind of like a one-on-one interview. What I would just ask questions, all the most, uh, the questions that are up there that everyone is like, interested in, especially the founders, about the support, about the goal distribution, about what the fuck they're doing, essentially, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. Like he said, definitely he's down for it, but he still needs to, kind of agree with the marketing team and the team, best team in general about it. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I hope we will do it. I think this will kind of like give them and us, like, users and builders, pretty much everyone, it will give a more understanding of what's actually going on. What are they thinking? How they're thinking? What's the direction? What's the future of Blast? And so yeah,
Yeah,
that's what happened.
actually, if I were at the call last week, I would have asked, what is he doing? Like giving 1 million gold to the Predicta fund that haven't even launched. Why, why's the hurry? I mean, they're making the same mistake they've done with Thruster by they're giving all the goals in the chain to the Frost Cartel, and uh, like I think that is not so encouraging for other builders and even to users. They should experience more various protocols through fair incentivization, but giving like top gold amount to the protocol that haven't even launched, this is just crazy, I think. But I'm not sure. They might have chance to fix something, or they might have a great plan, but I really want to hear in their words. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. Like, one thing is when they can just answer you in text or tweet something, but another thing is when you can, just directly ask questions, and hear the voice speaking, and you can hear a chain of thoughts being developed, whatnot. So you can, it's way better than just texting or just reading out like announcements or whatnot. But
Right.
but yeah, that's kind of like the thing. Um, yeah, what else? What else we have here? GOM X S Z Z and Z. You know what? Like before we move on to you, actually, I want to try a different format. We don't have much speakers here today. At least nobody requested to speak. So if you guys are, speakers, there's a request to speak button. Make sure you tap it or you click it, and I will give you the access to so you can speak, because just make sure you do that. Oftentimes I'm speaking myself and I cannot like administrate all this stuff. So make sure if you're a speaker today, make sure you quick click or tap on request to speak. It's right here in the interface on X. Pretty easy to do. But yeah, let's try a different format. Before it was the case that we would just, kind of like announce each other, announce projects, they would do intros, we would discuss something. Let's try something different, right? So let's try to kind of like speak all at the same time. Not like everyone's gonna speak simultaneously, but we'll just have a question, and everyone can answer and just throw in their own opinion, so we can have like a live discussion going on, right? So, and
Hey
yeah,
guys,
yeah, go ahead. What's your name? How can I call you?
Gomez.
Gomez.
Actually, yeah, this name is really strange. People like on Twitter or other platforms that I use this name, it's like they try to say disease, and I just say, yeah, forget it. Just say Gomez. It's easier because I'm Wilson Gomez. So yeah, I just created this nickname for some reason. I don't know.
Right.
So look, man, I totally agree with you, and I think that we already created a topic here. I don't know if you guys agree, but is really interested what you guys were talking about Blast ecosystem, and I raised my hand not to talk about Sub 7 security. I think we have 110 people here, and I'm a strong believer about education, and if projects and ecosystems fail, sometimes it's due to small mistakes that we weren't predicting, but other times it's due to a lack of education, not only on the educational side of developers or BDs or the team, but lack of education on the communities, right? Back in time, I when Blast ecosystem was like a banger and everyone was talking about it, uh, really made sense on the market. Like everyone talking about the new layer two on Ethereum network, like low fees, gas revenue refunds, reward staking, and cross chain compatibility. Like the technology was really good. I'm sure I don't really know a lot of the team members on Blast, but I'm sure that the tech team like they are sharp. The thing is, this market, and I don't know if you guys agree. I want to create like a discussion here. I'm a strong believer that Web3 is like we have a lot of professionals and smart minds here, and greedy people and non-greedy people and people that really want to scale companies. And other ones are just here for the short term and quick money. But and at the end of the day, everyone here is trying to find what really is Web3 and what really is the technology, because it's so many things that it's really hard to find like an answer. And I think that everyone is just trying to build the next big solution. But in my opinion, Web3 already gave us some answers, and one of the answers is Web3 is a community driven network. And I think that Blast and everyone that are here can blame me, but I'm saying this because I don't want to hide my opinions. I think that Blast failed on community driven, because I'm a strong believer that first we need to create the culture, then the community, and then the distribution. And I saw Blast more worried about the technology, which is good, and more worried about the distribution. As you guys were talking, they just are allocating like 1 million, if I'm not wrong, of Blast Gold on a project that they don't even know like who they are, what they are really building, or maybe they know, but the project didn't launch yet. They didn't saw results or reports. And yeah, I think that the reasons, because it's not only one, why Blast is failing is really due to community driven, like DApp struggles, lack of community and support. Like we had a lot of initial airdrops and many users, like especially airdrop farmers, they left the ecosystem because we have no like active users. We had like that's why Solana winning. Solana it's a pure VC and hedge fund backed like ecosystem, and it's a huge community driven ecosystem. You might meet some people there that they are super cocky and it's almost impossible to join their communities and their alpha groups, but at the end of the day they are super bullish and community driven. That's why Solana is bringing users, because they have culture, they have community, they have distribution, and at the end of the day the technology is good and they are still developing. So yeah, that's my opinion. I just wanted to share. Sorry for the long conversation.
No, no, don't be sorry, man. It's we're exactly here for expressing our opinions, as long, as much as they take. But yeah, like, once again, it's like one of the things we can highlight as the basics of pretty much success. Everyone keeps talking about it. As long as you keep this transparent and open communication, you're pretty much like set for success. Whereas where you don't do it, you're pretty much set for failure in most cases. Like, people fail, even if you have the most genius strategy. Uh, if you don't communicate, people start to raise questions. Founders starts to raise, builders, everyone starts to raise questions. They can just start thinking about, okay, this is not going as way as planned. Now speculation kicks in, and then all of a sudden you have a big group of people who are just thinking that, yo, this whole shit is gonna fail, so I'm out. But in reality, maybe it's not. Maybe there's something big involved, or some big plans involved, and but you just don't know about it. And so it's just like, you have to communicate. You just have to communicate. You have to support. You have to justify what you're doing. I mean, especially if you're kind of like the like a chain layer 2 or whatever chain team, you have to really incent. Look, for example, I don't know if you guys read the news, but recently Sony, shout out to Sony by the way, they announced that they're gonna do a chain of their own, and they also have now they have the socials for it. It's called Sonium, I think. We actually had a chance to meet the team who's behind the whole layer 2 that Sony's going to build on. Sonium, I don't know how you pronounce this. Sonium is the name.
I don't know the exact name. Is it Hypersonic or Sonium? Their tag was like Hypersonic.
I think it's Sonium. So now they have
okay,
socials.
it rebranded.
Yeah, it is. It is Sonio blockchain. Yeah, Sonio. It's really
Sonium
French.
is like such a hard name to pronounce, but okay. But anyway, like the way they're doing their, community build, the things that they're looking at, the way it's structured, it's just so different from Blast. And every chain does it in a different way. That's there's no like kind of set in stone type of way of doing things. Everyone just does them differently, I guess. Plus, we're like a young industry. I'm 95% sure that 99% sure that most of the people who are doing something in the Web3 space have no clue what they're doing. They just figure out something and then now they're doing it, and it works. So why not? You know what I mean? Not everyone, of course, but a lot of people, and that's why it's a bit messed up in this space, like because people have no clue what they're doing. And yeah, oftentimes it's just communication is just being ignored, unfortunately. But yeah, we just kind of have to figure out a way on how we can navigate and just make the best out of it, I guess. But I have a question for you guys. What do you think? And I think I already asked this question, but just curious. So, what do you think the next big move of Blast is going to be like? So, we already know that September, October is going to probably we'll probably see like somewhat of a bounce back, some positive green market. We still have the bull run, more or less. Okay, not right now, but still hopes that it will happen. And obviously, there's a lot of different chains coming up, like Sonium, whatever you call it, and a bunch of other ones. But in terms of Blast, and you guys are building on Blast, same as we do. Although we're multi-chain, but besides that, what do you think the next big move of Blast is going to be like, and how do you think they will affect? How do you think they will affect, or let's say, how this move can affect, or what's going to be the best move so that they could affect their positioning, in the market in a positive way? What do you guys think?
Blade Swap, you want to go first?
Yeah, you could do first. Okay. Yeah. I think.
Let me pick
yeah.
then. If you guys can decide, I'm gonna do the picking. Blade Swap, you go first.
Okay. Yeah, the biggest problem of the Blast was one of the biggest problem of the Blast was the bridge problem, which took 2 weeks, and it got many assets depacked. And USDB itself is a DAI on Ethereum chain, and Ethereum on Blast was actually a Rebasti Ether on Ethereum chain. So making it like shorter is just providing an arbitrage opportunity for the Rebasti holders to unwrap quickly. So they technically they cannot shorten the bridge much shorter. So, but they managed to shorten it to 1 week, and the bridge situation got much better actually. Recently, Upcross bridge was integrated, and you could bridge out assets without much loss. It used to like be a 2% slippage when you want to bridge out your asset from BLAST to any other L2s, but now it is less than like 0.5%, which is decent. Not perfect, but it is decent. It is too bad that we cannot bridge in USDC directly through CCIP, which is the major method of moving around your assets when you are farming on L2. So it is really bad. But if you think it otherwise, yeah, it is unique, and we could leverage on its native yield. So I think BLAST should strengthen its uniqueness. Not just building this old same formula that DeFi used, but instead BLAST should encourage to itself and to the DFs to leverage its unique feature more. I mean, we are already using its native yield for additional bribe, but probably there will be more creative way that foundation could lead their DFs and themselves to use it more wisely. And yeah, that would be the one way to survive. And I don't know actually about the mobile app. I'm not sure. I don't think many people would use
Blade, so
mobile. Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Before we get into the mobile apps, I know what you want to say, but before we get into that, can you enlighten me? So you're apparently like a very smart dev guy. Um, how do you see this problem? And it's really interesting that you raise this as, your top one problem. Okay, maybe it's not your top one problem, but you mentioned this first. So I'm just
Yep.
curious, why did you mention the bridging problem, and how does it work right now? So if I want to bridge, okay, let's say I'm doing some farming on Blast.
Yeah.
I managed to get some tokens. I want to bridge out, let's say, to ETH.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Like, what's the flow?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's why I brought it. I have many LP friends and our former users who want to farm Blast, and they cannot use the CCIP, which is very cheap way to move around assets throughout all the L2s. So
What
they
is
should.
CCIP?
I mean, the Circle's native bridge that costs like few cents to bridge. So so usually when you bridge to other L2s, you use especially for USDC, you use those bridge native Circle native bridge, which costs near zero cost. And for the Ethereum, of course, you have many options since it is L2. So it is usually quite easy to bridge in to any chains, and also for the blockchain, bridging in is quite easy. And but when you want to bridge out, till last month, the best way was to swap it into other LST tokens, for example, like either Phi tokens or Dana or any other like USDE or other tokens that use these third-party bridges like Layer Zero or usually Layer Zero, so that you could bridge out in second.
Right.
And it was quite hidden path until it is widely known, so that you could bridge out without any loss. But now it is arbitraged away, so it's quite a similar slippage. But yeah, that means one way of farming, for example, without carrying the bridging time, is to bridge in to the asset that uses Layer Zero bridge and deposit into the lending protocol, and then borrow like USDB or Ethereum, the native Blast asset, and then pair it with the bridged Layer Zero bridged asset. And when you finish your farm, you just pay out the debt and bridge out through this target. So that was the smartest way to farm on Blast when you have a major asset hold on the other Altus. But now it's got a little cheaper. So I think that bridging problem is solved. It is not perfectly solved, but it is quite solved. Probably too late, but it's good that it is solved now, partly,
But
even partially.
how is it solved exactly? What's the difference now?
2 week and 1 week is quite huge difference. I mean, Optimism, even if you use official bridge, it takes 1 week. So now Blast is perfectly same bridge out time with Optimism. So it is so when you ask third party bridges protocols like Cross, they say that well, now we could natively integrate Blast because it has exactly same time with other L2s. I mean, ZK rollouts, they have shorter bridging time, but optimistic rollouts, they have 1 week challenge period, so it is exactly the same. So I think the negative disadvantage of Blast is gone now. It's just that they are using USDB instead of other native stables is still a thing, but in terms of the bridge, the canonical bridge itself, there is no disadvantage. I think that's great. I think.
Right. So, in other words, before bridging out from Blast was difficult because you would have to first swap into tokens that support a protocol that allows this like seamless or somewhat more of an easier bridging
Yeah,
out, a
like
faster
sorry.
one, like layer
Yeah,
0.
yeah.
But now you have Blast integrated with Optimism,
No, no, no. I
or
mean, the bridging out time of from Blast to another chain
yeah.
takes 1 week, which is exactly the same with the other OP stacks. So it is not a disadvantage unique to Blast.
But now it's faster, or what's the case?
Yeah, it's faster. It was 2 week and it is now 1 week, so it is faster.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it's still
and
long.
yeah, it
Like
is still
Optimism would.
long, but it is the office tech problem, not a Blast problem
Yeah,
specifically.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and why I'm saying about bridging out when I'm talking Blast, because uh, you should bridge out easily in order to bridge in without reluctance. So it is a quite important matter for many LPs, especially whales. So the fact that it got easier to bridge out from Blast is a positive fact that whales could bridge in anytime without worrying of bridging out again. So yeah, I think it is positive.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I mean, in that sense, for sure. And just to clarify for those who don't understand, there are two types of tech that you can use for building a layer 2, like such as Blast or Arbitrum or Base. One of them is Optimism, and the other one is ZK. So those two roll-up techs are the only two options basically which you can build on. And Optimism roll-ups are essentially when, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But as far as I remember, Optimism ones are just there to verify if a transaction is legit or not, and Optimism ones basically verify everything on the basis of it's legit until you get caught or something like that. Whereas ZK rollups rely on verifying every single transaction straight away. But then the bridging out time is here's what you're saying is different, because for Optimism one, since everything is legit, you would have to verify it at some point, right? So that's why it takes more time. Whereas ZK takes faster to bridge out, right? Because everything was already verified. Am I right, or am I saying some bullshit?
Yeah, I think right.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm not a tech guy, but like I'm really curious. I'm really like interested in how all these things work, because like understanding stuff, especially in the crypto space, is crucial. So that you can actually navigate in what's going on, especially in DeFi. But yeah. Hope you guys find this, educative and interesting. But thank you very much, Blade Swap. So you said first thing that bridging out got better. Um, and you also wanted to say something about the mobile apps before I interrupted you. Do you want to finish that one, or we can?
Nah, let's move on.
Okay, Gomez, then your turn, man. How? So I will repeat the question. You remember the question, or should I repeat it?
Hey, yeah, it's for me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Gomez, right?
remember. I remember. Yeah. So I think that Blast must not only have a major position on one certain topic, but I believe that Blast needs to improve several things. It's not only one, and I don't really see a really major one. I see like several major ones that are crucial right now if they want to keep like having a strong position in the market right now. I would say that the first one, and that I'm a strong believer, and I have been doing my due diligence, and I see a lack of, is like they are giving a lot of like incentives for the projects building there. I understand that the goal distribution, but I think that they should create like more incentives, but on another term, like for more the long term engagement than the short term engagement. And I'm not sure if I'm being clear, but like I think that they should introduce like stronger incentives where they could like I'm not a tech guy, okay guys. I'm more like a business guy and scaling guy and advising guy. And what Blade Swap was talking and even Blast Up, it's like really amazing on the tech side perspective. And for me, it's like education as well, because I'm not a tech guy and I don't really understand how the layer two technology works and how the implementations works. But I know that Blast might have a lack of mechanisms that like give rewards to users for staking and holding assets for like overextended periods of time, instead of like they just do like a quick exit for like on airdrops or whatever. They could just like trying to create more long-term participations, and these will be aligned with community building, right? I think that if they are able to create like incentives for the long-term participation, not only for builders and founders but also for communities, in a way that they really believe on the assets that they are holding, and they don't take airdrops just to do like a quick money. And sometimes they don't really do a quick money because it's like a dump right away after lunch. But I think that they should the major one would be like creating more incentives for the long-term engagement. The second one, I would say, like community building and developer support. And on this quiet moment where we have big players coming in, where we have like a lot of new futures, a lot of new technology, like a lot of new tools coming, a lot of projects coming in, like new ones every week coming into the market. I think that, as I said, Web3 is a community-driven market. So community building and developer support, because founders and developers, they need support. They need to feel that they can have a sustainable growth. This is more on a business perspective, more than just having blessed gold almost for free to give to the communities. They need to build a strong community. And if Blast doesn't build a strong community now, and if they don't build a good developer support, I'm not a dev myself, but I have been doing audits for projects within the Blast ecosystem, guys. And not wanting to criticize the Blast ecosystem is like really hard to try to like expand my utility and close some partnership with Blast, or trying to reach Blast team just to make sure that we can collaborate in certain ways. So I would say that the first one would be like more incentives for the long term, not only for the short term, like sending 1 million blessed gold for a normal project that is not really making the difference in the market. Community building and developer support, and more partnerships, like expanding utility, trying to bring more partnerships where Blast can be an added value for other network, and other networks can be like another value for Blast. But yeah, for me, these three ones will be crucial. I would say that incentives for the long-term engagement and community building will be the most important ones. But I think that everyone here is like really important and major like things that they should have into consideration, like long-term engagement, community building, utility, and partnerships, and developer support. I think that would be really great.
By the way, you mentioned partnerships. What kind of partnerships would you prefer or you would like to see Blast doing with others? And if you can mention maybe some specific projects or companies or some people,
Yeah.
maybe whatnot.
Yeah, look, on a developer's perspective, I'm not a dev. I'm a strong believer that we might have, and this is more for you and for Blade Swap, that on the developer perspective, I'm sure that we have a lot of partnerships. I cannot mention them now because I don't really want to be the guy that is on this Twitter space talking shit, but let's put it on a smart contract audit way on the cybersecurity side. For example, when I said that creating incentives for the long term engagement and creating more mechanisms and more rewards, for example, you were talking about optimistic optimism just like 10 minutes ago. And they could create, for example, the token delegation program. They could create some certain type of mechanism to attract more auditors, let's put it this way, where they can close partnerships with audit companies,
Hmm.
where they by delegation giving tokens as delegation, like delegating tokens, and like the companies would put the tokens on the staking pool, and by generating yields from this type of tokens, Blast ecosystem could pay for the audits without even spending money. It would be from the yields, generating yields. And this could attract more builders on a security and builders trust perspective. It could be more auditors. It could be more companies for the space, even if they are security companies, right? We are service providers. I know that we are not like really bringing benefits to users. It's more a B2B business. But I'm just talking about this partnership because it's the one that I know and I have experience with. At least this one is bringing a lot of benefits on mental, on optimism, on Eigen layer. Like a lot of networks are doing this type of things. And when I asked to Blast if they have like any type of collaboration with service providers, they literally said like, yeah, no, at this quiet moment, no. So on my perspective of the audit side, this could be a good way to attract more builders because they are sure that they are secure and they might have some support on the tech side. As a developer perspective, I cannot give you an opinion, but I would love to hear from you guys. And on a business perspective, we see like Polygon closing partnerships with 3WAs networks. We see like Avalanche
Hmm.
closing partnerships with big institutional players. And now we just heard like a new future that is coming on about 3WA projects and stuff. So I don't really see Blast doing this type of partnerships that might bring utility and mass adoption to the network. But yeah, it's my opinion and it values what values, right?
Yeah, 100%. So you mentioned Blast doing it with more um, what was the name? Like what's Certic doing? Auditing, right?
Audits, yeah, smart contract
Audits.
audits,
Yeah,
yeah.
audits, right? So you mentioned you would like this because it's like again, it's the first thing you mentioned. So I'm just curious, like why would you see Blast doing more um, partnership announcements with audits with companies that do auditing. And another thing you mentioned was that you would like to see Blast doing more partnerships with other chains such as or not chains, sorry, but like tech. solutions like Optimism. So essentially, what you're trying to say, if I get this correct, you just want to see their presence, right? You just want to see that they announce more stuff, that they're active, that they're out there, they're making friends with, all the bigger players in the industry. Is that the idea?
Yeah, it's the idea, but I also believe that we shouldn't, and at Sub 7 security, let's put it this way,
Okay.
we don't really do close partnerships for cross marketing. If you check our socials, we don't really do it. But let's put it this way, the partnerships that we close, and that's why I said I'm sure that we have more opportunities because opportunities are everywhere. We just need to see them and look for them. But on the developer side, on the marketing side, I'm sure that we could bring like a lot of partnerships that could bring benefits to our network, like that
Right.
could bring utility, use cases, adoption, network growth, shared resources, community trust. And when I mention audit, they don't really need to bring, let's put it this way, audit companies. They could create contests, for example, to bring independent auditors. This is not saying this is not like the best thing for my company, but who cares, right? I'm of course that my company is made to generate revenue, and more
Hmm.
than working with Blast ecosystem, that I'm a strong believer on the technology behind it, and I said it in on my first sentence. We work with several ecosystems and networks, but what I'm saying is, as more you bring value or you add value to other people's lives and business, you are like playing a winner game because people will like you and people buy from people they like, and will bring adoption. And even the independent auditors, on the audit perspective, they would bring more projects to build because the projects would feel more secure, more trust. They would feel like the community engagement that could be good for the project's growth. And this is on the audit side. If we bring like more networks with DeFi protocols, gaming platforms doing bridges for Blast ecosystem, cross chain bridges,
Hmm.
we have a lot of types of partnerships that we could do. But the main goal would be bring value and network growth. But that's my opinion only, and I'm not sure if I'm right, but I'm not looking for to be right.
No, I agree with you personally. Like, the more value you have, the more attractive your, business project, whatever it is, the more attractive it gets. Doesn't matter what you do, like a coffee shop or or layer two. What matters is just that you stay active and you just have this value that why people should come to you instead of the next man. You know what I mean? Like, so 100%.
So let's
Um,
put it this way. Sorry for interrupt you, sir.
mhm.
So right now, I always have been like I'm really young. I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm still learning, and that's why I love Twitter Spaces because I'm surrounded with people smarter than me. And you guys are sharing opinions here that I never heard and I didn't knew before. But I always have been on this type of business scaling, business advising, growth, go to market branding. And one thing that I was doing my due diligence, and I'm building now my second company more than the audit company, that is Sub 7 Security. And I'm a strong believer that our growth is due to we are here for the right reasons with the right purpose, doing the best for our clients. Um, I also like to do my due diligence and not only see it as a Sub 7 security, but I like to see it as a market perspective. And I'm opening now my second company, which is more like based on the fundraising, incubation, go to market branding. And I see a lack of incubators and accelerators like wanting to collaborate with like Blast, you know. I'm sure that we have. I might be doing my due diligence wrong, and I know that Blast Up is growing a lot. The Blast ecosystem, you guys are quite active. The Blade Swap as well. Not only because you guys are here, but if you guys are here, that explains why you guys are growing and bringing engagement, right? It's because you guys are here right now. But bringing incubators and accelerators that could do this bridge between Blast and other networks, trying to bridge other protocols that are building on other networks to Blast, I think that is something that we have lack of, like building a specific like company that helps with go to market, that helps with understanding the protocols, understanding the networks, understanding how you should do your fundraising. If your team is even ready to do fundraising, do the risk analysis. I'm not sure if like if we are even doing like any risk analysis when Blast is distribute doing the gold distribution. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I think that we have a lot of opportunities here on Blast. It's still early, so now rather we build or we start build good projects. We start creating engagement. Start like being more focused on community growth, or probably yeah, a bigger shark will come eventually, and Blessed will not survive. But hopefully, I would like to see Blessed surviving.
Yeah, 100%. Well, actually, guys, with that said, I would like to finish the space for today. We will definitely discuss more stuff. And what do you guys think about a format like this when we just have an open discussion? Everyone just, talks their opinion. We kind of have a topic. What do you guys think? Should we continue like this?
I don't know. We could try many formats. I think usually I feel comfortable when there is a topic so that I could prepare what I want to say. I could research more so that I could speak with more prepared status. But yeah, free talking is also pleasant, and we could speak more frankly, probably. So we could mix and match, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just try it next time and see the feedback, see how it goes. But we like definitely want to thank you guys for joining us today. Once again, big shout out and thank you, massive thank you to the community that keeps supporting us and keep supporting your favorite project, whether it's Blade Swap. Gomez, I forgot which projects are you from? Sub Security,
As
right?
yeah, Sub 7 security, we
Sub
provide
7
smart
Security.
contract audits, yeah, and cybersecurity solutions.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for your time, everyone.
thank you
Thanks
very
for
much,
asking.
guys, and have a
Thank you. It
good
was a
weekend.
pleasure to be here, guys. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
have a nice
100%. See
day.
you guys on the next one.
See you. Have a
See
nice
you.
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Have a nice
Have a
one.
nice
Bye-bye.
weekend.